Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Teresa McDonald, Derita Matters meeting. Today is November 2nd, and we'll do some introductions. We have just 7 people on the call, so I will call on you to introduce yourselves. So let me start with Sylvia Cannon.
Sylvia Cannon, president of Derita Statesville Road Group, and also of the Allen Hills, Cary Hills Community Group. Trying to help Teresa and the board to keep things straight in Derita.
Thank you, Sylvia. Carrie Miller.
Hi, I'm Carrie Miller. I am the treasurer board member of Avalon at Mallard Creek Townhome Community on the corner of Nevin and Mallard Creek. I am also a community advocate and here to support the best way that I can.
Thank you. Jessica Worthington.
Hi, I'm Jessica Worthington. I'm just a resident of Derita.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome. I thought it might be your first time. Whereabouts do you live? Just the rough area, the neighborhood, or the street?
Allen Road.
Okay. So you're in Allen Hills.
Yes.
Okay, welcome. Rodney. I just have Rodney, no last name.
Hi, Rodney McAllister. I'm being sick the last couple of days with a cold, so I didn't worry about getting groomed. Also, my email was over capacity for a long time, so I wasn't getting the messages. I just recently got that cleared up so I can get notices and stuff again. So I usually do my computer stuff in the morning, and I said, oh, the meeting's right now. So I just decided to go ahead and log in. I don't think I've been to a meeting or anything since last time we were over at the hotel talking about the area where they were going to build. Where is that?
Those townhomes.
Yeah, I'm getting too old. Anyway, so but I always appreciate it, especially Sylvia. She's and yourself always been very active for a long time, and just want to add my support. I'm over at Nevin Creek, right on corner of W.Sugar Creek and Nevin Road there, Nevin Creek condominiums, and across from the church there.
Yes.
So
are you on the HOA?
Yeah, I was for a long time. I'm not currently. I am on a couple of boards for a couple of other communities because I have some rental properties, and I serve as the chief judge for our voting precinct over at Winding Spring. So
okay,
I'm there. But anyway, happy to be on this morning.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for your service. Glad to hear you here. I mean, your service on the at the polls. I know that's a long haul. Sylvia knows all about that. I think she may have officially retired from chief judge at precinct 26.
I have.
All right. Next I have, is it Nana B or?
Yeah, it's Monica Bottoms, Monica and Robert Bottoms. We are
Okay.
residents, and we are at the Patton Ridge cul-de-sac off of Allen Road East.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. And then I think the next person is Hashim. Are you able to talk? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think
Well,
he
he
sent a
can't
letter
speak right
of
now.
note saying he
Okay.
couldn't.
Hashim is a Derita resident. His company is Derita Design, and he's heading up the Derita Mural Project, which we'll have an update later on that. So he just sent me some pictures, some new design mock-ups. So I'm going to see if I can pull that up to show you guys. Anyway, I am Teresa McDonald. I am a resident of Allen Hills. I'm a realtor with Allen Tate. I'm on the Derita Statesville Road Community Organization on the board. I'm on the Planning Commission now for the City of Charlotte, in the Planning Committee. So I haven't started handling or reviewing rezonings yet in that capacity. I expect to do that, I suppose, in the next year or so. Let me see what updates I have. Next month's meeting will be December 7th. It's a Thursday. We'll do it at 7 p.m. at the Derita Presbyterian Church, and hope to pull together more of a social event, probably an hour to an hour and a half, with some light snacks and just more of a social event. Obviously, if we have updates, we'll be sharing them, but looking forward to that and hope that more people can come out in December. So that'll be December 7th at 7 p.m. Mark your calendars. All right, updates. You guys may have followed some of this story in the news. We did get to the bottom of the issues. It's a big water project that the city or Charlotte Water is doing. Long overdue project to expand the water mains and add new lines and improve water pressure, etc. to Hidden Valley, and then there's a bunch of new development all along W.Sugar Creek as well. So the Charlotte Observer, we were very grateful that they really did a long piece about that story. It came to our attention because they were taking down trees, mature oak trees on W.Sugar Creek, and that was just seemed to be completely counter to the goals of the corridors of opportunity and the city's goals for tree canopy and streetscapes and pleasant environment, for people walking or otherwise out of their cars. Anyway, I put all this in the slides. You guys can read it later, but long story short, NCDOT did not allow for the water lines to be run under W.Sugar Creek. And a couple of reasons they gave for that was that it was, it required a long, very deep trench, and they didn't feel like they could make the work site safe and keep traffic flowing during that time. And then, there's also the issue of future maintenance when the lines are under the road. So Charlotte Water negotiated with these property owners along W.Sugar Creek to run the lines through their front yards. So that was the update on that. I'm satisfied that it was a hard choice to make. And, I'm very sad to lose the trees. I haven't even driven down W.Sugar Creek to see how it looks now that they've all been taken down.
Barren.
Yeah. I mean, there are still a lot of trees around on that stretch, but yeah, those very beautiful oak trees. Yeah, it's very sad, but it's, you know, it's the story of a growing city. I mean, even talking about, you know, wanting sidewalks, a lot of times it's going to mean taking trees down to add utilities. If we decide we want utilities in the ground instead of on poles, it's going to mean taking trees down. So I don't know what else to say on that. I think hopefully there'll be some street improvements once the city is done, but they will not be putting trees back. And yeah, the Charlotte Observer did a really nice long story that covers kind of the whole saga. So it's worth checking out. So I put it on the slides and I'll email that later. And then another big piece of news is that the discussion of the red line is back in the news because Norfolk Southern has officially told the city that they're willing to discuss either selling or leasing the line. And that's the line that comes out of Uptown and comes through Derita and goes through all the towns up north. Huntersville, Cornelius, Davidson, Mooresville. So that is back in discussion, and there's a lot of talk about adding a station to the original plan. They're actually, the city has a study ongoing to really examine the kind of examine the plans and update them as they need to. They really do need to update it because there's now all this sort of center of gravity around Camp North End. And the rail line actually runs right through the middle of Camp North End. And they're adding so far about 2,500 apartments in that area. So that's the kind of density you really need to support a station. So we just got to keep our ears to the ground and follow this process and have input where we can so that you know, we don't end up in North Charlotte with just all the bad side effects of having a rail line through your neighborhood, as we've dealt with for decades, and none of the economic benefits of having a station, as well as, you know, the benefits of having transit so close to where we live. So that is something that we'll be following, and just if you guys hear anything or there's going to be more talk about this, about the red line here in the future, the near future. Rezonings, this one on Millhaven was approved in the last month. We still have the one in Allen Hills that is coming up again to the zoning committee on October, actually it was, I guess it was yesterday, not yesterday, October 31st. It came before the zoning committee. I haven't had a chance. I've been in training for 2 days, so I haven't had a chance to watch that discussion. They had made a few changes to that plan, and I believe the city was basically in support. I don't know how the zoning committee voted. And then, of course, it'll go to city council for their next zoning meeting for a vote. So we'll, I'll try to update that before I send the slides out so you guys know. We have a couple of new rezonings. I haven't put them on my spreadsheet yet, but the biggest one is a 4 acres across from the QT. Oh, it is on my spreadsheet. there's 4 acres across from the not the QT, the Dairy Queen on W.Sugar Creek, just before 85. There's 2 motels there, or hotels, the Roadway Inn and Quality Inn, I believe. And there is an investment group looking to convert those to housing, to small apartments. And there is a public meeting coming up. So if you're at all interested in what they're planning over there, and what input we can have to make sure that it's a good project. Yeah. Sorry, I think I have the wrong slideshow up here. The meeting is coming up next week, so watch for that also in the emails. There's a public meeting. I believe it is on Zoom. So you'll be able to just dial in and see what the plans are. But if you're familiar with that area, it's kind of by Roman Road, which is the entrance to Northway Baptist, and get the Memorial Gardens over there, and it's across from the Dairy Queen and that new gas station, etc. over there. I think that's a good change. But we'll attend the meeting and see what they're planning. Here's a project. The cities has this ongoing community area planning, and I am still working on trying to get a small group together. I have some people I know. I think Hashim and Sarah Morton are interested, but we're interested in completing this workbook for downtown Derita, for Derita proper, at Mallard Creek and Sugar Creek. But anybody can do this. You can do this for your own neighborhood. The link is here in the slide. You can do all of these steps. Visual histories, you can do a safety assessment, a sidewalk assessment, kind of document what your neighborhood looks like, if there are any public spaces, and so on. Areas of opportunity, so maybe vacant plots or underused plots of land. That you can list this, and it's it's your input to the city. So I would encourage as many people as possible to try to get involved in this process. And you can complete the stuff online, and if you're just going for a walk, take your cell phone and take pictures. Make a note, of any issues, sidewalk gaps, sidewalk obstacles, missing sidewalk altogether, or just ongoing traffic things that the city may be able to address. And then, of course, the actual history and character of your neighborhood. Maybe something we want to do for Allen Hills and Kerry Hills. And if you have an HOA, it's less of an issue because your HOA covenants and restrictions already have a lot of rules in place for what can be built in your neighborhood. But for the older parts of Derita, this is really going to influence the change and the growth and the way things are built in the future. So important to get involved. There's the blank slide that was going to have the meeting. Sorry, I don't know if I can try to let's see if I can get the right slide show up. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, there it is. Here's the notice of the meeting for that parcel, the 4 acres across from the new Dairy Queen. If you want to make a note, I received this on paper, so you know, I will transcribe it and send out the Zoom link to anybody who wants to attend. But it is on the 8th at 6 p.m. and it will be on Zoom. So there are, it's a rezoning to allow the properties to be renovated into apartments. This is one of the ways that we're going to add affordable housing around. And when I say affordable housing, I don't mean subsidized housing. I mean smaller units that can have a lower rent that is more affordable, especially for single people, young people, old people, you know, the very small households, 1- and 2-person households that are having a very hard time finding appropriate living, you know, housing in our city. Okay, I see a question about Allen Hills Park has no lighting. That's a county issue. And I think you can probably call 311, and I don't know, Sylvia, do you know,
Yeah,
requested lighting before?
we had some lighting down there years ago when it was strictly Allen Hills Park. And there was some problems because people kept shooting the bulbs out. So when the county took it over, we have had some problems, and they chose not to light that so that we would not have people down there in the middle of the night with the creek and the problems that have occurred down there. So whether we can revisit that or not, I don't. I would be glad to, whoever asked that question, if they'll get in touch with me, I would be glad to go with them or go to the manager over the parks and see what we can do, because we can't even get, right now, we can't even get the fence put back up. They are not doing it, and then they're parking big pieces of equipment down there, and there's a problem with the area.
Yeah, so some of it would be actually code enforcement when we're talking about vehicles parking down there that should not be parked down there. I know
Well, Park and Rec, I think, initiated that because it is commercial vehicles that was blocking up the turn. They were down on the grass and everything else. So
yeah.
Park and Rec initiated it, my understanding. And I could be wrong, but that's what I was told. And
Okay.
then,
Well, we do have the Allen Hills meeting, guys. You know, every second month on Tuesday at 7 right here in Allen Hills, and that it would be a good time to
Yeah,
maybe
maybe we
talk
could
to
get that
Sylvia.
manager to attend. Maybe we could get that park manager to attend.
Yeah.
At
we
least, at
I
least,
All
didn't
right.
hear that one.
Yeah, we're all right. Oh, sorry, Leilani, I didn't ask you to introduce yourself. Are you there?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I just thought I've never actually joined the live one. I
Yes.
usually just go to the recording, but I'm so thankful. I live right down the street on Sugar Creek. You were just talking about the trees, and I saw that yesterday. I was like, oh no, all those pipes. But yeah, I'm always interested in what's going on in the community. So thank you so much for doing this.
All right, well, thank you. And yeah, we need to talk some more if you're on the commercial side, because we have so much commercial real
Yes.
estate in Derita that is available and on sale and for lease, etc.
Absolutely. Yes,
I would
ma'am.
love to pick your brain about that too. So.
Absolutely. So there's my information if anybody needs to talk to or even use me for anything. I'm here to volunteer for anything. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, make a note for this West Sugar Creek meeting. That will be interesting to see, and it's part of the ongoing move on West Sugar Creek to phase out some of those motels. There are way too many motels and a transient population, and really it's not even, it's got nothing to do with Charlotte or Sugar Creek. A lot of the trouble at the interchange, Sugar Creek and 85, is actually interstate traffic, whether it's running drugs and various other things like that. And it does affect us. So I think, you know, converting stuff to housing as opposed to motels is a step in the right direction. And this is the second change in that direction. We already have 2 motels on the other side of 85 that the city bought the land. I believe they've been demolished already. Maybe if somebody can confirm that, but they were right on 85, and I think that rezoning was approved for townhomes. So
Teresa, this is Monica again.
yes.
I think we're getting a lot of that element coming across that bridge into the area because, you know, we're seeing some prostitution happening. Walgreens is getting hit hard with shoplifting. We all know that gas station, what is that, has been having shootings and numerous issues over there. I mean, I think we need to somehow get together with Davis Station, you know, police to tell them, you know, look, we're getting hit over here, and you know, we need a little bit more visibility from the police department because, like I said, you know, we're having a lot of as a matter of fact, Statesville Road just had a whole bunch of people that they got for racing out there and got their cars, but it's happening a lot on Nevin, on Graham, you know, on Mallard. It's happening a lot. And I think we just need more, you know, visibility from the police department, and we need to express our concerns with them.
Yes. Well, yeah, I would love for you guys to come to the Allen Hills meeting. We do have CMPD there every time. When is the next one, Sylvia? It's December?
Yes, December 7th.
Got it.
No, not December 7th.
First Tuesday in December.
First Tuesday, December. Yeah, whatever date that is.
Okay.
Let me say something. If you're talking about the roadway and the Quality Inn over there on Sugar Creek, that is not under North Division.
It's North Triad.
And maybe that's the problem. But the issues that they're bringing are in our division, like where the cookout is coming back. So it is affecting us.
I believe that is under the North Tryon.
Yeah, we have at Sugar Creek and North Graham is where three 3 police districts come together. North
Okay,
Tryon, University, and North Division.
okay, maybe we need to get North Division.
But
there
yeah,
too.
yeah, call 911 when you see, criminal behavior. That's,
They don't come.
that's,
I
that-
think
that's
because
the
we're in a
first thing
cusp,
is to make the report, make the call, because that actually just starts a paper
Right.
trail, so they can start to see, where they're getting a lot of calls.
yeah, we've had a lot of them where we've called even Walgreens, because I talked to the ladies there, and the police just don't come. And it's like, we're being ignored about it. We're trying to make the calls. There's been plenty of people on neighborhood that have called for shootings, saying I hear shots. They don't come. They don't come and check it. I think it's because we're in a cusp. I guess they may be fighting. Okay, well, whose is this? I don't know if that's the issue, but we are definitely not getting the response we need.
Let, let me say that the police department is down. They have multiple openings. Nobody wants
Yeah.
to be a cop anymore.
I agree. I've heard that
And
too,
so-
that they are very short staffed.
They don't, there's not enough people going through the process to go, and they are really, really shorthanded in every location here in Charlotte. I work with them quite a bit.
Yes, ma'am.
And they've done everything from beg to borrow to steal to try to get somebody, to come and go through their process and help them out. And we're having that problem. I will say that problem exists all over Charlotte.
Yeah,
People say that the other side of town gets better than this. Not in the police
it
deal,
doesn't.
because I have some friends on the other side of town,
Mhm.
and they're having the same problem that we're having with lack of responses, simply because they just don't have the manpower to keep up with it.
Yeah,
Right, and they're gonna prioritize, an emergency situation over,
right.
something that.
And I
yeah,
agree with that,
it's
but
hard.
I'm getting, I guess what I'm trying to say is that if we're not gonna, I just think that this could lead to some really bad outcomes, to where people are just gonna start taking it into their own hands. And that's the last thing. And so I guess my idea, because I feel like if you're not giving at least solution and options, is like, what can we do as a community? Do we need to get a community watch going, or something that we can support the police to kind of be their eyes and ears?
Yeah,
So, I mean, I would just like to, speak with them on the next meeting and say, what can we do to help you help us?
yes.
You're welcome to come to our meeting. That kind of a statement is, I think, you would get a response from, because there is some citizen ride-bys. There is some other things that citizens can do, and all the units have those. So
Yeah.
although this guy will be out of North Division, he can tell you what for you over there, what area you're in and who to contact to get involved in some of that. So
Well,
please,
that sounds wonderful. I didn't know that was available to us. So that's good information. Thank you, Sylvia.
you're welcome.
I will be at that next meeting.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. We have, of course, elections coming up. It's mostly local races. I don't know that there's anything on the ballot. I guess I
The
could-
only thing is the school bonds.
Yeah, school bonds, school board, city council, mayor, is all on election days, Tuesday, November 7th. There's early voting going on right now. Please check it out, go and vote. We had very low turnout for the primaries, which of course was a Democratic primary for the most part in our area. Actually, I don't know that there were any
It was the only,
Democratic primaries anywhere in Charlotte, but extremely low turnout. So that means that a lot of these city council races were decided in the primary election, unfortunately, with very low votes. I mean, it's absurd to me that somebody can serve on city council and they only received maybe 2,000 or 3,000 votes in a district that has 125,000 people. So we're really letting the local issues get away from us. People not getting involved, not voting. And I know people on this call, I'm sure, are not in that group, but we've got to do better to get involved in our local issues, because that's where stuff is decided about our city and things that affect our daily lives, like the police force, for instance, and law enforcement. So get involved.
I would suggest that
Vote.
anybody that is sitting on the fence about the school board bond, read the bond and see what they are proposing to do with all of that money that is going to raise your taxes. It's my understanding is that it's going to go for sticks and more bricks and mortar, that the teachers are not going to get a very little raise. I may be wrong. That's why I'm saying study and look at it and then vote your heart or your way that you want to, because that is an important bond.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's going to make taxes go up, but you know, we don't have teachers in every school in Charlotte right now is without at least one or two teachers. They got like 30 kids in a classroom, and that's not good. So take a look at it.
Yeah.
Go with your gut, go with your heart, and make your own choice. Don't let anybody else tell you how to vote.
Yeah. And there's a lot of school board seats that are up for election this time around. And so let's hope we get more voter participation and get people in those seats that are going to make good decisions for our schools. And then I just included these things if you want to follow along the business of the city and the county. The meeting schedule is here. It's very regular. The first Monday is all the council committees. There are 4 committees, I believe. And they report back to the full council on the first Monday. The second Monday is a business meeting. And that's more sort of economic and various other business items. The third Monday is always the zoning meeting where they actually take votes on the rezoning petitions. And they also have public hearings on the rezoning petitions. So the petitions go through the whole process, and in the initial stage of the rezoning, there is always a public hearing in front of city council before it comes up for a vote by the city council. You know, the vote comes a month or 2 later. So, and they're always streamed. You can watch them on the city's Facebook page, on their YouTube channel, or you can go to the government channel on TV. And of course, you can go downtown in person. There's very convenient parking on North Davidson Street, just opposite the Government Center, and you can go in person to these meetings. And then the fourth Monday is always a public forum, and that is you have to sign up to speak, but you can sign up to speak about anything. This might be another place, Monica, to go and make a statement to the whole of City Council. You know, CMPD does fall under the city's purview, so that might be a good place as well. And same thing with the county commission. County handles parks, schools, public health. I think that's it on the county. And they also have a monthly meeting where you can go and speak. They have like a public forum, and then you can also watch the meetings on their channel or go in person. And they're also down at the government center. They didn't make it as easy to make a list of their meetings. So there are a lot of links on this slide to try to figure out what their regular schedule is. But they meet on the first and third Tuesday of each month. All right, the mural update. We told you guys in September that the owners of the Zippy Ice building they withdrew their permission to have a mural on their building. So Hashim and I have been working to find an alternative location, and we have preliminary permission. We're waiting on the letter in writing, but the owner of this property, you'll be very familiar with it, right? The tire place, Andino's Tire Place, it's at Gibbon and Nevin Road. And then the old fire tower, we had the idea to use the old fire tower. This is a very rough concept. In fact, Hashim sent me a picture this morning that is, you know, another idea for this sign. But we still, the funding from the city is secure as long as, you know, we still meet all the parameters for the grant, which is the placemaking. So we're thinking, especially with the red line on the table again, that having something on this fire tower would be a very good place marker, basically. And we're thinking at this point that it will just say Derita, and that we would find a way to display the snowflakes, which would represent the people of Derita. Inside the tower. We don't want to obscure the tower too much because it's kind of an interesting, cool structure that people, you know, it has a history. This was the Derita Volunteer Fire Department, this building, back in the day, and this was their tower for drying their hoses and so on. So it goes back a long way. It doesn't have historic designation or anything, but you know, it's an opportunity to put a Derita sign back in downtown Derita that would really mark the area. I want to see if I can pull up the latest picture that Hashim just sent me. Can you guys see my screen changing? Can you see that, the picture?
Yeah.
Okay. So the one idea, there would be two signs, one coming vertically like this, and then the other one would be on the other side. So this is another rendering.
Is there a reason that we need to still incorporate snowflakes?
Well, the snowflakes,
I know they were initially because of the ice house.
yeah,
But if we're
exactly.
not there
And
anymore, is that something we still need to incorporate in the design?
yes, because that's the community involvement piece. Each one of those snowflakes was made by a member of the community.
I remember that part. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
we did that when it was going to be on Ice House, and maybe it needs to be something different since it's not. And reincorporate the community.
Yeah. Well, we didn't want to go that much back to the drawing board to come up with another community activity for this project. I'll say that, but
I like that one better than I like the one up and down.
yeah, we would have both, I think,
Yeah.
unless we did the same thing
But I like
on the
the
other
date.
side.
But see, that also gives the date on that one.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I think in order to keep the funds from the grant, you know, we do have to keep several of the elements from the original project in
I don't have a
this new
problem with the
design.
snowflakes. It's you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
you know, it's a symbol of the people that made them.
yeah, yeah.
And
Um,
I think it would have been a little bit better had we been able to put it on the ice house, but understanding, you know, after they said we could, then they said we couldn't. So why not use
yeah,
them to go with the rest of it?
yeah. Well, we'll work on that. We will discuss that a little bit further about the snowflakes, but they do represent the people. So and they have been made, and there's still opportunities to make one if you haven't made one. And they'll be laser cut, sort of weather resistant. And the idea is to suspend them in there.
Well, Robert just reminded me that if the train tracks are going right by that, then that will be very visible. So that would be a great, a better place, I think.
Yes, it's very visible, and it's right in Derita.
Right.
So the location, I think is major improvement over. I mean, I still wish that they would do something with that big blank wall facing Food Line on North Graham, but it's not going to be the Derita mural. But yeah, I love this, you know, the idea of using this tower, and it's possible we could just do another horizontal on the other side instead of the vertical, if that's, you know, what people think. But we're delighted that we do have a new location, and the owner of this property he grew up in Derita. His family goes back quite a long way, so we're very happy to.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just trying to figure out where that is. Is that behind the Derita Dairy Bar, or what used to be the
Yes.
Derita Dairy Bar?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's behind Maria's.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. It's really next to Derita Dairy Bar. There's another ice machine. There is actually an ice machine there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long that will still be there, but that is the news on that. And I don't think I have anything more. Just another reminder that December 7th, we will try to have a bit more of a social focus and hope that more people can come and meet your neighbors, meet people who are involved. And if you want to get involved in any of those, the workbook for the community area planning, the links will be in this, and I'm trying to get a small group together to do Derita, downtown Derita, because that really is key, especially with the idea that there could be a train station again in Derita, and that's really going to be a catalyst for the future development in that area. And so,
Well, the original plan showed a station at Gibbon and Niven.
yes, yeah,
Given a nib.
yeah, and
Where it comes out.
sorry.
Oh, I was just explaining to Robert where it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there, but there's a whole new study or effort going on at the moment to update that plan, and something like Camp North End that's come up in the last 2 or 3 years, and so I know that there will be a lot of support for a station at Camp North End as well. The thing with it being commuter rail, it would not be light rail as far as I understand, but I guess all of that is up for discussion, because if the city has the opportunity to actually permanently buy the right of way from Norfolk Southern, I suppose it could be light rail as opposed to commuter rail. Maybe not because of the distances involved, but yeah, that's all technical stuff. So we'll follow that, and we just need to be ready to fight for our Derita station if that becomes a question. I'm not saying that it would. I highly doubt that it would ever become a question, but there's a lot of pressure from the northern towns. They want this rail, and they want it to be a fast, way to get to Charlotte, which could potentially eliminate local stops. So, there's a bit of a conflict there between providing that commuter rail and then providing a service and transit for us here in North
It
Charlotte.
might have to be an express if there's only one track.
Yeah, so yeah, we're not gonna
That's a
solve
lot of
that
stuff they have to
problem.
think about.
Yeah. So we just have to be ready to advocate, because
Right.
I do not feel inclined to bear all the costs and consequences of having a rail line just so that people who choose to live, outside of Charlotte can travel into Charlotte quickly.
And pass us by.
Yeah,
it's
and
on
pass
our
us
land.
by, exactly. So,
It needs to work for us too.
yeah, absolutely.
If it's on our,
We need to
if
be
it's in our
there.
area, in our community, then yeah, we should have some benefit from it.
Yeah. So you had also asked about that rezoning. That is the one that was in the zoning committee. It was in front of zoning committee yesterday. I mean, on the 31st.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't had a chance to see that discussion and what their vote. So I'll look at that when I send out these slides.
Okay.
I'll
The
update
the
that.
last thing that I had heard was that they had deferred it. I thought it was going to be deferred till next year.
No, they have the meeting every month, so yeah, so it was just deferred to October 31st
Okay.
for zoning committee, and then the next step will be the vote at city council. So yeah, I'll email that update because I haven't had a chance to see what the zoning committee, how they voted, and then of course the city council vote will come up the third Monday in November will be the city council vote on that one. And the other one, the one between Citadel and Oneida, that rezoning that was approved, I don't think that has closed yet. So, you know, who knows when they will ever actually start construction, because they haven't even closed on the sale. So, same thing with the 25-acre parcel. It could be years before we see any actual construction there. So, all right, guys, I have 10:04 and I did have a hard stop today. Anybody else got anything? We had some great fall festivals and things. I didn't get a chance to put it on my slide, but I know Farmington had a great fall festival. I know Sugar Springs did one. I don't think anybody's on this call. But if anybody had any fun activities in your neighborhood for fall or Halloween or anything else to share that's good or bad, I guess, and indifferent?
Well,
Yeah.
thank you again, ladies, so much for all the information. I just really appreciate it. And we will see you on the next meeting.
Thank you. Oh, one thing I did forget, also just got, there is a free wills clinic. So, you know, to help you write up your will, anybody, and really everybody should have a will. It doesn't matter your age, but obviously the older you are, the more, you know, likely you will need one in the short term. But there is a free wills clinic, and it is on Saturday, November 11th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the fire station, the fire department headquarters on Dalton Avenue, the big building. So very convenient for us here in Derita, and go along and get that will written up if you don't already have one, because especially when it comes to real estate and things.
If you don't, the government will tell you how you're going to get it.
Exactly, and it takes years. So if you don't want your neighbors cussing you out long after you're gone, go get your will.
Exactly.
Not to mention your family members, but of course,
Yeah.
even your neighbors could be cussing you out
It's
if
just
you
to
don't have a
protect
will.
you. Protect you and protect your family.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's very helpful, and it's open to the residents along the corridors of opportunity. So they sent it.
So we don't have to register?
I don't think so. I will
Okay.
also include it in the email, the details, but
All right.
I think you can just show up, but I'll read more about that.
All right.
I
Thank you.
just got that right before this meeting, so all right, guys, thanks very much, and we'll see you at Allen Hill's meeting,
On the 7th.
or of course, Derita Matters, December 7th.
Any of you that want to come you're welcome to come December the 5th at 3030 Allen Road South. It's the only little church on Allen Road. So anybody that's sitting here and has questions and want to come, we have a speaker that is coming from code enforcement. And there will be a lot of literature supposedly that he is bringing to bring us up to date on some of the changes that they have made. So feel free to come on 7 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, I call time. We are not going to be there. It's dark. It's dark.
It's
Thursday.
dark
Time
and
to get
it's
home.
cold.
So
Yeah.
if
So
you would,
yeah,
if
and
you would
always
like,
CMPD, right? CMPD is always there.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful, Sylvia. Thank you, ladies, so much.
All
So
right, thanks,
everybody is
guys.
welcome if they want to come.
Okay. All right, see you guys. Thanks, everybody.